In terms of the bowling, they haven't conceded that many, but that Harshal Patel seemed to be a formula, Pommy, that was working for them early on when they were getting some wickets. But 2 games. One was the Harbhajan Singh assault. The Ravindra Jadeja assault. Why did I think of Harbhajan Singh? I have no idea. Ravindra Jadeja assault in the Chennai game. And today he went for over 50 once again. So is there a concern there?
Yeah, 100%. It happens once. You say a guy can travel, and that's fair enough. But it happens again, and it kind of becomes a bit of a trend. And the reason I think is because of how he bowls, Harshal Patel. At the back end, he likes to bowl those slower balls. He's not of great pace, and what he's got to do, what he does well, is hit the areas when he tries. So if he bowls on a good day, he'll hit the Yorkers, he'll choose correctly. Today, I didn't think the fields were right. He'd have mid-off up, and he'd bowl a sort of try and go for a Yorker outside off, and then if it doesn't get in there, it's just a free hit over mid-off. And also trying to go for the Yorkers, short boundary on the one side, miss, and you're on the stumps, you're right in the arc, and Harpreet Brar able to whack it out the ground. It's a tough one. What can happen also is that once you get taken down, you get nervous in the situation again. So your skipper is saying, I trust you and I want you to get back on the horse and to sort it out, and we can get back to normal. But it's not that simple, because now here we go, an over of 37 and an over of 22, I think it is, in a couple of games following each other. I don't know if you want the ball. You'll say you do, but it's a tough job there. It's too tough, and they've got to figure out a way of finding someone else to do that.
They say at those times, sometimes you're cock a hoop, the other times you're the feather duster. Who was the feather duster today?
Well, we've got some interesting numbers, Sean, to have a look at this pattern of Harshal Patel bowling the 20th over of an innings. Have a look at that. We've had a total of 59 runs in the last 2 games. But otherwise, if you have a look against Mumbai, 3 for 1, 1 for 9, 1 for 3, 2 for 7. That was his record. And that was 7 for 20 in the 20th over in his first 4 games. None for 59 in the 20th over in his last 2 games. How about that, Sean?
Yeah, I think Chennai was the perfect place for him, and he could mix things up nasty, and his cutters hold up, and at the end of the day, because the wickets were falling so regular, it was often the guys at the back end, down the order, who had to face him. So there's a lot of contributing factors. I think he's just getting the last 2 games. He hasn't been as clear in his thought process. Particularly that Jadeja one. It was just slot, full toss slot. There wasn't really much good thinking to that process. There was no slow ball bumper. There was no really wide Yorker. There was no trying to follow the boots or the heels. And I think that's where sometimes, even though you've been successful, what can happen in those situations is, as a coaching staff, you think, it's just one bad game, we'll just let it ride, we won't say too much about it. But I think it's worthwhile just sitting down and saying, listen, we're going to continue to back you, and you've done great in most of the tournament so far. But let's just try and maybe get you thinking a little bit clearer about the personnel, the boundary sizes, where you want them to hit you, what's the best option, and just to reiterate the plans that he can use, and just that might give him a little boost of confidence again.
And it might be a good idea as well, and I don't know if you agree with this, Sean, but instead of being over number 20, be over number 19. Just swap it around, and it's not that he's doing any different a job. Him and Siraj are the ones who bowl at the back end. But if you're being taken down in over number 20 and it's now game 2 in a row, yes, they back him, but just look after the guy just a little bit and have all those conversations and everything. But over number 19, maybe you get wickets, maybe you won't, maybe he goes for 5, maybe he goes for 10, maybe he still gets taken down. But just try and, work it so that it's not a guy, in the spotlight all the time and kind of being the one who's going to bear the brunt when the guys are backs against the wall. They have to swing, and it's you every time. So share it around just a little bit.